I've been looking at the Esdras Eagle a little differently. We have Michael B. Rush's interpretation that the short feathers are presidents who have not ruled as long as their full time period. And everybody kind of agrees that if this thing correlates, then it all kind of starts with Herbert Hoover. And the way they get that is from in the 12 feathered wings and three heads, let the heads be preserved for the last. So the heads are kind of your shadow powers that are going to take rule in the end. And there are eight contrary feathers. Now he says those contrary feathers are short feathers that don't rule as long, which could be it, but it also, contrary means either in opposition or even repulsive in some way. It could just be bad guys, or it could be people who aren't going by what the heads want, or it could be anything on that contrary. We don't really know what that means. It doesn't necessarily mean a short feather. Okay, so let's go back to verse 12 here. It talks about the first feather. And the reason why we think it's Herbert Hoover basically is, well, we know that feather two is FDR because nobody else attains to his time or even half his time, and nobody else is, going to ever rule as long as him. He had a great time. So that's FDR right there. So Herbert Hoover has to be feather one. Feather three, Harry S. Truman. Okay. And then it says, Then I beheld, and lo, in process of time, the feathers that followed stood up upon the right side, that they might rule also. And some of them ruled, but within a while they appeared no more. Okay, some of them ruled, but within a while they appeared no more. So some of these guys have died. Okay, let's just look at it as life and death. For a while they appear no more, right? And for some of them they were set up, but ruled not. So evidently somebody is going to get set up here, but they're not really ruling. A case could be made for this with Joe Biden because he really is probably not been ruling. There's somebody behind the scenes running it, and a lot of people think that's Barack Obama, which I think this might give us a clue to that in here. So let's keep going. After this I looked, and behold, the 12 feathers appeared no more, nor the two little feathers. And there was no more upon the eagle body, but three heads that rested, and six little wings. Okay, six little wings. Right now, we have six living presidents. Jimmy Carter is just right there on death's door. Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, Barack Obama, Donald Trump, and Joe Biden. That's six right there. So the six little wings. And then saw I also that two little feathers divided themselves from the six. So two of these six that are remaining have set themselves apart, and they remained under the head that was upon the right side, for the four continued in their place. Okay. So, and behold, and lo, the feathers that were under the wing thought to set up themselves and to have the rule. So they want to go up under the wing. They've had their time, but they're coming up under there and they want to have more rule. So a case could be made that this could be Barack Obama, possibly Bill Clinton, Hillary working under Bill, maybe that kind of a situation. And behold, the feathers that were under the wing thought to set up themselves and to have the rule. And I beheld, and lo, there was one set up, but shortly it appeared no more. Okay, so Biden has been running under Barack Obama, most likely, right? Joe's set up, but he's really not running it. And really, if Barack Obama gets kicked out because Donald Trump is back in there and his shadow power is kicked out, then he would rule no more, as well as one of those little feathers up underneath the sleeping heads. And the second was sooner away than the first. So maybe Clinton will be out as well. And I beheld, and lo, the two that remained thought also in themselves to reign. So there's two more left. And when they so thought, behold, there awakened one of the heads that were at the rest, namely, it that was in the midst, for that was greater than the two other heads. And then I saw the two other heads were joined with it, and behold, the head was turned with them that were with it, and did eat up the two feathers under the wings that would have reigned. So if this is the case, then Bill Clinton and Barack Obama will be eaten up by one of the heads. probably because they didn't do what they were supposed to do, retain the power in a shadowy way. And behold, the head was turned with them that were with it, and did eat up the two feathers under the wing that would have reigned. But this head put the whole earth in fear, and bare rule in it all those that dwelt upon the earth with much oppression, and it had the governance of the world more than all the wings that had been. And after this I beheld, and lo, the head that was in the midst suddenly appeared no more like as the wings. But there remained the two heads which also in like sort ruled upon the earth and over those that dwelt therein. And behold, and lo, the head upon the right side devoured it that was upon the left side. Okay, so they cannibalize each other. You've got these two guys up underneath the head ruling. You've got these other guys that are still in place, as in alive, and then eventually they're not going to rule anymore, and these heads are going to take over. So time frame wise, we have no ideas of time frames on these people. We don't know when these sleeping heads are going to wake up. We just know that at some point the two that are going to be up under that wing are not going to be there, and then these others are going to go out. I don't know that we can prove anything about time frames or who it is that's going to be taken out eventually. Something to think about.